What is up YouTube, it is Matty and welcome to another Emphatic Clan War recap video. And yes, we're about to enter the war versus Persian 44, but clearly that is not the war I'm going to recap. So going into our war log, it is not BDSM, we're going to go through Dunkelkrieger, so definitely going to pronounce that wrong, so apologies for that. But yeah, I've gone through the attacks myself this time to have a little look at what I thought was the best, and yeah, let's go through a couple of the attacks. Firstly, the score 79 to 56, and look again. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it is getting pretty stale now, just taking on clans that can't 3-star because it's just boring. However, I do know that a lot of my clan are now we're actively looking for matchups. So although we haven't we haven't got an official process yet. If you are interested in challenging Emphatic, then please let me know in the comment section. Obviously, preferably if you're a leader or a co-leader, or you've got leader's permission, but you can't. I or someone that I delegate within the clan needs to chat to the leader really to make sure it's above board. You know what I mean? You can't. Yeah. So anyway, I'm moving on. First attack's by Savoni, and it's a stoned Goho, and you'll see. I mean, the point of this base is there's quite a lot of double giant bomb spot potentials. What he's trying to do is minimise the risk. Now, what I love about the attack is he's doing a stone Goho's triple golem, but look at the scouting he's done here. He's realised that if he gets those 3 golems in, he can drop a single hog on 2 defences and take them down, while he's placing his wizards down, the queen, he's starting to build up the attack, and he's also got the CC pull off the back of that as well, which was pretty cool. The wall breakers have broken the compartment. Everything's sort of heading in towards the CC now to take that down. Rage spell in to help that, and he's going to use a jump spell to get the golems in throughout the base. Now the king's taking a little bit of a beating at the moment, but hopefully he breaks free, and I don't think he's being targeted by much. It might be by like a single arch tower or something. It's hard to tell. He's going to have to use the king ability soon. Oh, it's the Expo that's having the king. There you are. So he's going to have to use the ability soon to keep the king alive. Does he miss it? Does he miss it? Yeah, he missed the king ability. Unlucky. But anyway, obviously the hogs are going in and moving around the base. Now the only thing is about this attack that he's had to be very patient on the heels, because there's a lot of defences to go down, and those hogs are just taking their time and slowly moving around. But the queen, she's sat in the middle. Now the reason he probably used a triple golem on this is because the queen was set quite deep. I'm sure he wanted to get his golems in there to try and tank some of the giant bombs to eliminate those threats, which I think they did to a degree. Some definitely went down early doors, and it just meant that the final hogs were able to go through and clean up the rest of the base. And it's always that challenge of when to use 1, 2 or 3 hogs. So now I know that One Hive did a video about it recently, how many golems, but it really does depend on the level of the base, the level of the enemy heroes, what's in the CC, but most importantly I suppose is how far into the base you've got to get to, and does that extra golem, that extra tanking, weigh up for losing 6 hogs. So it all depends on your plan. You've got to sort of, with that attack, Savoni, if I pause it here, clearly the route he was going in, there was quite a defence heavy side. There was a lot to go through to get through to the core, to the queen and the king. He wanted to make sure they both went down so his hogs were free to run around the outside of the base. So yeah, it did warrant the 3rd golem on this occasion, and because everything was shooting them, the hogs had an easier time moving around the rest of the base, and the heal spells obviously helped clear that up. So yeah, in this case, nice to see a stone Goho. I like the fact he got those hogs in early doors, those 2 single hogs to take down those defences for nice trades. Just was a well thought out attack, and it worked, so it's good to see. And stone Goho is not something you see every attack. It's not super traditional unless you're in a sort of a competitive war clan, I suppose, and you're against very tough bases. But anyway, moving through. Here we go, guys, moving into the next attack, and we have got, by the look of it, it's a straight up hog attack. Now He's managed to realise that the cannon and the mortar will go down early at the early stage of the raid. Got to get past that air sweeper. I think he got a bit bored of waiting and threw a couple of hogs in there to help take it down, because he needed that CC pull. You don't want to waste a load of time. He's going to use the lab on the right as a natural anchor point, pull the CC over there and just use the standard sort of couple of barbs, couple of witches, couple of wizards and a queen kill squad, which is very normal. Needs to get the funnel right though. It's going to be key here. So you can see the giant goes down at top to put 2 wizards down to funnel. Giant goes down bottom to put the, because when it's a more difficult funnel, I've sometimes considered using giants to sort of open to allow wizards to do what they've got to do, and you'll see here that because of that, the king's going to go the right way, the queen's going to go the right way. It just makes that little trade-off can really help. Especially when when your king and queen then therefore get to take down a lot more buildings, defences, structures. So he used a couple of loons up top to take down that defence, and watch this. He's worked the pathing out so that yes, the hogs are going to move straight into giant bombs, but they're going to be underhill when they hit it, and they're just going to move straight into the core. Start taking down the Teslas, and he did use a heal swell there. I don't actually think he needed it quite where he put it. Could have saved it for the lower side of the base, I think, actually, but it doesn't matter because his king and queen are still sort of alive and kicking, really. The load of the hogs have survived. Kill squad is still booming. Golem's still pretty much, I don't know, he's still not, he hasn't even turned to golemites, and this raid was an absolute just owns. It's absolutely smashed it. So that's why I wanted to show this one. It's just clean, straightforward in a way. Two giant bombs at top. He completely avoided those by looning that top middle defense and then using four lines of hogs in around the base, and before you know it, the raid was over. I mean, it felt like it lasted seconds. It felt like he had his whole army still alive at the end, and that just shows the sign of a very well thought out, well planned raid. So good to see there, and well done to the Holy. Next attack is by Trunks, and let's have a look at the base. Nothing too crazy going on here. I think this is a Shattered LaLoon. I think the pure fact that 2 air defences right next to a queen, for me that would scream Shattered LaLoon. And I pretty much, if it's that easy to get the 2 air defences and the queen platform, and then you've got a chance of getting an expo and other defences, that sort of thing, then it seems a bit too obvious for me to not do it. So as you would expect, he's going to come in at an angle adjacent to the queen to make sure he gets in there, gets the job done. So using a wizard up top, he's clearly scouted the base properly, knows that he can get the dark storage down and use a minion on the pump. He's just got to hope that it all happens quick enough. Wall breakers going in, he was checking the pathing, all going nicely so far. Minion's done a good job actually, and just in time. Queen's going to now go in. King will be ready to drop, but he's going to wait for the CC pull, I imagine. Want to wait to his Golem to go in. Golem started as soon as that CC pull started. The King's in, doing his thing. Lightning spell needs to be on the witch's head, so he's going to wait. Probably about now. Yeah, there you go. Straight onto the witch, kill her. King and Queen still alive and kicking, and now he's just got to hope that the Queen gets into a good position and gets both air defences, and any other defences that go down now are just going to be a bonus. Gold storage is there, so he's going to have to wait for that to go down, so he will use the ability soon. There it is, look. And there's the final defence, air defence, sorry, and now he might get both the cannon and the Tesla, maybe just the one though. Yeah. So he's doing the rest of the raid now. King's in the core, trying to take down the Expo, which is brilliant. Or he might be fighting the other king, but it doesn't matter. The rest of the LaLoon's already started. Nice rage spell actually. I like that rage spell placement there. Interesting to see where he places the other, probably between the 2 air defences and the Expo, covering slightly maybe. But you can see he's just been very patient on his loon delivery, and I like the fact he actually stopped and brought the hound in from the complete other angle. Now it did hit a double seeking air mine, which meant that the hounds got almost instantly killed, but one of the hounds alive, and the loons are already on top of it, and it's just almost, this is going to be close. But the beautiful rage spell meant that the loons were able to take the expo down and be raged over the air defense, and ultimately there was enough pups alive to be able to clean up the base. So good attack, relatively tricky in a way. Traps didn't work in his favour, did require some loon pathing knowledge to get it done right, but ultimately it was a decent attack by Trunks. So fair play. Moving into the final Town Hall 9 I'm going to show, which is number 5, done by JC. It was a straight up hog attack. Let's have a look. 31 hogs, meaning it's a very hog heavy army, meaning it's just going to be your standard sort of lore. So using a couple of hogs in early doors to take down the 2 cannons. A loon up top to get the air defense, to get a defense as well, and the hogs have then gone in, got the mortar and got the full CC pull, and now he's looking like he's pulling to the left using barbs to get them into position, and then he's just gonna, it looks like he couldn't really get an anchor spot, so had to use barbs to be his anchor. Couple of witches down, queen and wizards as normal, just trying to see if there's anything else going on the raid. A lot of percentage, gonna have to clean it down bottom. The golem's going to go straight to the cannon. Now look at the kill squad, because he's taking down those cannons. He's got kill squad funneling. Because he's taken down those 2 cannons, created a lovely funnel spot for him. Gotta hope that wizard takes down that storage. I don't think it's going to. No, it didn't. But it doesn't actually matter because the pathing is going to work now. Jump spell. It's pretty nice actually. It's going to allow the golem to go in. Once that arch tower goes down, it should rip the golem in. Unless is the golem already dead? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The hogs have already started. Look, 2 heal spells early on. I would have placed them a little bit lower, so that they covered below the expo as well. So that once they're past it, they're still under heal if there's giant bombs there. So that's what I'd have done. But it looks like he's placed extra heal there anyway, just to cover the hogs and try and keep them alive. I'd have placed the first 2, as I said, a little bit lower to try and get that job done and make sure that they definitely didn't die. But enough hogs have survived to get towards the bottom side of the base and just about get to the cannon and the sweeper, and it's now taking down the skellies. It's going to be close on sort of the hogs, and it looks like the last hog's last bit of health was able to take down the last skelly, which was pretty close. The rest of the raid is just clean up. So not perfect, tricky base, really. Quite a bit of skill. Looks like some hogs might have died in the core with the double giant bomb. So unlucky for that. But anyway, still got the job done. The final attack I'm going to show is by Lord Aziz. He loves it when I show his videos. And yeah, it's a weird enough base and a nice enough attack to definitely warrant a view, even though, you know, it's a 2-star by Town Hall 10. Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall 10. But credit where it's due. I thought it was a nice attack, so why wouldn't I show it? Anyway, moving through. First golem's down up north. He's going to have to slight time delay in the dropping, but he's dropped all 3 golems down early doors. Then the wizards are going to go down, so you can see all the way down to 6 o'clock he's got wizards going, all the way up to 12 o'clock he's got wizards going, so he's just trying to make sure he racks up the percentage. Now he's got to get the pathing right into the core, so he's opened the compartment up. Look, because the golem's down bottom and the wizards are sort of creating a pathwards inwards, and same up north because buildings are going down. Jump spell down to allow the troops into the core, and he's got enough he's got his king, his queen, wizards, everything's basically going in there. Freeze spell to take both infernos out of action for enough time. Let's get everything's moving in towards the core now. I'm just going to watch zoom in on the town hall and watch its health. Golems are going in, Peckers are going in by the look of it. Town hall's down in like one swoop because of the rage spell. He's got 5 archers as well. Does he need him? Not a chance. Queen ability, look, she's just taking down building after Tesla and whipping up the percent. It's going to be close to 80% by the end of this raid by the look of it. Another build hut was a nice trade there. She's gone back to go and get that elixir storage like that. That ain't going to escape. There's more percentage on the left hand side. I don't know if he's going to go for it or not. Probably. To try and get as much percentage as he can, and it looks like it's going to be an 80% finish, I would have thought. But yeah, that's what I liked about this attack. It just brute forced right the way through the base, and 80% finish. So fair play to Lord Aziz, you got your feature spot on this video. So anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this clan war recap. The next one is going to be versus BDSM. I don't know if I'm going to do a how to 3-star episode or a war overview, but very similar. I'm skipping ahead. I shouldn't show this. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you guys to it. So hope you enjoyed this episode. Anyway, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.